inductive learning. So here inductive learning means first we will feed the data. We will feed the data, whether it is a labeled data, otherwise unlabeled data. Okay. So we will feed that one into the system. Okay. And then we will apply any one of the machine learning models. Okay. Like this, we are having different machine learning models, right? Okay. In the last class we discussed. So we are having different types of machine learning models. And once after we feeding that one, we will apply these models. So once after applying the models, the computer will learns the patterns. Okay, will learns the patterns from these examples. Examples is nothing but our data. Okay, from the data, the computer will learns the patterns, and then the computer will create some rules. Okay, the computer will create some rules. So we are having different rules, right? One is if then rule, and then logical rules, like that. Okay, so once after it identify the pattern, the computer only will create the rules for us. Okay, human won't create any rule. Okay, and then based upon that rule we will classify the new data. So in this one we are having different steps. So first one, we need to collect the training examples. That is nothing but we need to collect the data. Okay, whether it is labeled, otherwise unlabeled. Okay, and then the next one is we have to select the attributes. Okay, so in the selection of attributes is nothing but, so in the real time if you collect the data, so some of the data is relevant to us, some of the data is not relevant to us. Okay, let's say this example. So let us suppose if you people writing AI external exam. Okay, and then you people collected the data related to the CSE. That means you collected data related to DVMS, and then you people collected the data related to OS, and then you people collected the data related to AI. Okay, you people collected the data related to data structures. Okay, and then so if you want to pass the AI exam, so which is relevant to you, whether you have to know about the AI subject, only AI subject needed, otherwise you want to know about the somewhat data structures, because in the AI we are having DFS, BFS, right? Okay, so those two materials only relevant to us, so the remaining things are the irrelevant. Okay, so like this thing we have to do next step. Okay, first one collection, next one is we need to select only relevant features. Okay, relevant attributes, and then once after that one we have to feed this data to the system, and then the data, then the computer will understand the data, and then it will generate the rules. Okay, and then the next step is test the hypothesis. Okay, nothing but, so here the computer generated some rules, right? Okay, some if then rules, like that, and then we need to test that rules, whether that rules created by the computer is working fine or not. We need to test that one. Okay, so how we have to test means, we have to use some unseen data. Okay, some unseen data, and then we will get some result. So we have to compare that given result to the actual result, so that we will get to know whether this is working fine or not. Okay, and then once after we will check the accuracy. If it is working fine, we will go for the deployment. Otherwise if it is not working well, okay, so we have to refine, means we have to train our data again, so that we will get the new rules. Okay, now see this example, you will get better idea about this one. Now the AI system want to decide whether we need to play tennis or not today. Okay, so the AI system should decide we have to play tennis or not. Okay, what is the first step in the inductive learning? First thing is we need to collect the data related to the tennis playing conditions. We need to collect this data. This is the first step. Now see here, so this is the data I was collected. So outlook condition. Okay, that means play tennis will influence by outlook. Okay, so if it is a sunny, the playing condition is no. If it is a overcast, the playing condition is yes. If it is a rainy, the playing condition is yes. Okay, this is the past information. Okay, up to yesterday, this is the information is available related to the play tennis. Okay, and then one more data I was collected is the play tennis is also influenced by temperature of the environment. Okay, so if it is a hot, okay, The play tennis condition is no. If it is a mild, so the play condition is yes. Like a way I was collected old data. Okay, this is the old data, first step. And then once after we collected the data, we need to identify and then select the attributes. Okay, nothing but so here we need to identify so which attribute is most important to us. Okay, so in the human perspective, so we have to know this outlook as well as temperature, both are important to us. Okay, let us suppose in our collection data, if suppose if we are having serial number, okay, serial number column here. Okay, whether the serial number influences the playing tennis, no, right? Okay, only the these conditions. Okay, these conditions only will influence this one. Okay, so this selection should be made by the humans. Okay, the computer don't know which one is the uh, relevant to this application or not. Okay, the human only having that intelligence. So based upon the human intelligence, we have to find out which one is the most relevant to our decision. Okay, and then once after we identifying the attributes, we have to provide this data to the computer system. Okay, and then the computer system will understand the pattern. Okay, now see here, we will also will understand some pattern. So if it is a sunny condition, if you observe this one sunny condition, the playing condition is no. Okay, that means if it is a sunny, we should not play the tennis. That is the one pattern we observe. And then if it is the overcast, what is the pattern we observe? We can play the tennis. And then if it is the rainy, what pattern we observe? It is the we can play the tennis. So this is the pattern we observe. Similarly, this computer system also, based upon this data set, it will observe the some patterns. Okay, based upon these patterns, it will create some rules. That is the third step, hypothesis rules. Okay, so it will create some rules. So these one we won't create. So the computer system only will create based upon the data. Okay, so what rule it was created means, if it is a outlook, okay, equal to overcast or rainy, that means outlook is overcast or rainy. Okay, so we can play the tennis. Play tennis equal to yes. That is the rule it was generated. And then one more rule it was generated is else no. That means if it is not these two conditions, okay, so we have to make decision as no. So these two things we have to test now. Okay, now I am giving one condition. This is the today condition. Okay, today condition is our outlook is rainy. Okay, that means now it is raining. So based upon this one, what is the decision we have to take? If outlook is equal to rainy, that means this condition is true. So that we have to play the tennis. Okay. If it is a fails, okay, if this rules is fails, again we have to give the same data to the system. Okay, so that the system will lens the pattern again, and then again we need to test. Okay, so until we the rules is working fine, we have to do the training. Okay, this is the inductive learning. Now see this definition, you will get idea now. So inductive learning is nothing but here we will give the data to the system. Okay, the system will lens patterns, okay, from the examples, nothing but data. The system lens patterns from the data, and then it will create the rules. Okay, the system only will create the rules, and then we can classify the new data. That means we can predict the future. Okay, that is the inductive learning. So based upon this examples, it will lens the patterns, and then it will create the rules. It will give the solutions in the future. Okay,